Hey everybody, welcome back to another flight with the old Bug Eater 64. Going to be flying the C-130, and this time we get to fly it because I've been doing a lot of work on my X-Plane 11. I've updated to, X-Plane 11.53, and had some real issues dealing with all my plugins had disappeared. Well, going through all my files and deleting and reinstalling, and I got them back. So this is going to be the first flight where I'm actually able to use my plugins, which is really kind of nice because when I'm flying aircraft like the C-130, I love my GTN 750. It's just a nice little thing to have. Makes flight planning so much easier. Anyway, we're going to get to that. And again, this is C-130. And like I said, it's not perfect, but hey, it flies really good. Excuse me a minute. The old warhorse must have his coffee. So with that, let's get inside the helicopter. Yeah, we're great today. I need more of that coffee. Anyway, let's get inside the cockpit. Let's get this trip going. We're going from Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way out to California in KWJF. And nonstop flight. So let's get to it and have some fun. It's going to be an early morning flight. We're going to be taking off approximately about 6 a.m. in the morning, Dallas Fort Worth time. So, about 4.5 hour flight. So let's get to it. See you inside the cockpit. All right, here we are at Dallas Fort Worth. We're getting ready for our pushback. We've got the flight plan set, and of course you can see, we got the engines running. Normally I would do a pushback without that, but C-130 it won't be an issue anyway. And I just want to check out my pushback add-on called Better Pushback, and let's get her going. All right, okay, Better Pushback. So let's plan our move. And I like this program. Always have. So we're going to figure out how we want to have the tug move us. Okay, there it should be. Let's see. I'll have to reset that because it didn't accept my first attempt. Let's try it again. We'll get her done. So we hit enter.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Hey darling, I'm ready. Let's get her going.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Alright, let's watch the tow pull up there. That's it out there. Really quick. Sometimes you have to wait, but this time you got there pretty fast. You can tell by them shadows that this is definitely a morning flight. Look how long they're pushed out there.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Very good.
Starting pushback.
And AirHauler2 has accepted our start, so we're in good shape here. Definitely happy that that fuel truck decided to stop and not run into us. And set our vertical speed bug. So after we take off and hit the autopilot, we'll have things set up. We're going to be flying at cruise altitude is 18,000 feet today. And you can see that my GTN 750, I just popped it on. And I lock it just there, and then if I do an outside view, it doesn't show up. Inside views, it does move when I do it, so that's why we'll turn it on and off at times.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Okay, brake on.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So that's okay, our disconnect.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you. And so we can get ready to start our taxi. There goes our tug. They are out of the way. And we're taxi down to runway 17 right, I believe. And we're about midway down from the runway, so it's going to be a bit of a taxi. But now, do you think that the old Bug Eater 64 would make you sit through the entire taxi? I don't think so. So we'll get out here to the taxiway and then we'll move things on a little bit. Alright, so here we go. Let's get down to the end of the runway and get ready to leave Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay, so we're approaching the hold short to our runway, and we'll get up here and stop a little bit and take care of some housekeeping. We've already got our flaps into takeoff configuration. And it's interesting how with this aircraft that inner marker notification bell just, it won't shut up till I get ready to actually take off. But we deal with it. A very minor inconvenience. Okay, so brake set. Let's get our clipboard out. And let me get rid of my co-pilot. And the flight engineer. Whoops. And we will get rid of that. Everything's looking good there. Let's get fuel mixtures to full. Conditioners. Let's get our landing lights on. Okay, so that's all looking good. So at this point, we should be able to go ahead and move out onto the runway and take off.
Approaching 17 right.
Yep. Thank you for letting us know.
On runway 17 right.
And apply power and let's go. Airspeed is alive. And rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And good indication to go ahead and complete our flight. Okay. Flaps up. Okay, everything's set there. Let's go ahead and flip on the autopilot. Lock it to nav. Seems looking good. Yep, auto throttle on. We're looking good. Landing lights off. And we've got our speed bug set to 230. So it should hold us pretty close to that. Nice smooth climb. Everything's looking very good. All right, so nice morning sun, beautiful day for a flight. Excellent. Looking very good and smooth. All right. So, completely routine, uneventful flight has been excellent. I'm very, very pleased with the way everything is, the way it's gone. All except my talking, which doesn't seem to work very well. Apparently I need more coffee, and my gracious co-pilot has just brought me a mug. So, while we get ready to prepare for our landing into KWJF, I'm going to take a sip or two. I hear you. Oh, yes, that's so good. So we've come from our 18,000 feet. We're descending down to probably about 6,500 feet. The KWJF is over 2,300 feet altitude because it's high desert. So, you know, we've got to work that in. We will be landing on runway 24, and we'll see how that goes. Yep, that's good stuff. Okay. We are getting there. It won't be long now. And Lancaster, California will be over to the left some. We'll fly over a little bit of the city out there when we make our approach. I haven't mentioned it earlier, but if you look at the GTN 750 screen, you can see the different colors. You got the desert, of course, but that red, that would change as my altitude changes. That red would lessen, or if I get lower, it may get bigger, and that gives me an indication visually of, you know, whether or not my aircraft is high enough to clear an obstacle. So if I was flying towards that red blob, I'd have to gain altitude, because at this point where you see all that red, I'd run into it. So it's just another nice indicator. But just a beautiful day in the high desert of Central California. Slow down some here as we get closer. Still a little high for the approach once we get there, so I may circle to lose some altitude before I head into the runway. We'll see how the setup is when I get to the airport area. Lose a little more altitude here. Okay, so everything very, very nice. Okay, aircraft is mine. Autopilot off. Auto throttle is disengaged. First degrees of flaps down. Gear coming down. haven't burned off that early morning haze yet. So later in the day, that'll all be gone. Right now it's about 9:30 in the morning, California time. So we'll get ready to come in here to the runway. Landing lights on.
Approaching 24.
Okay, looks like we're configured properly. Full flaps. Geared down and locked. We'll make sure we come down and touch the mains first.
20.
Okay, we're down safe. Reverser's on. Yeah, well, nose steering's not working, so had to figure out, work the problem. And so we got the nose steering working again. It was my fault because I actually knocked the nose steering off when I was turning off the reversers. So may have to do some reconfiguring. That may be a little bit too close with that switch on my HOTAS. But we got it taken care of, so all in all, a little pilot error, but nothing, no harm, no foul. So let's taxi up and in front of the restaurant and be done. Can't go too fast, otherwise the wingtips will swing down and possibly touch the ground. We don't want that. So we'll go passing up a refueling pad. Pull up here in front of the restaurant. Park. parking brake on. And fuel cut off, engine stop. So we're good. Well, that was good. We got in, everything went well. Much better landing than the last time I flew to C-130. The rudder pedals work. The issue I had this time after landing was the fact that my nose wheel steering wasn't activated. I had accidentally hit the button, which deactivated it on touchdown when I hit the reversers. And so, a little delay there, but figured out the issue, worked the problem, and got it back. So everything went well. Completely uneventful flight. Everything went well. Navigation, the aircraft following the flight plan, no issues whatsoever. Just a great, fun flight. So I sure hope you enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun bringing it to you. And we now have all my aircraft for AirHauler2 back at home base at KWJF in X-Plane. And still have to do a flight to get my aircraft back to the home base in AirHauler2 Microsoft 2020. So that'll be coming up. Anyway, until next time, y'all be safe. And as always, please remember, safe flying.